Hey everybody, it's Mark from Northeast Bass Fishing, and I did a video yesterday where I went through one of my plastic tubs of old soft plastics, and it turned out to be an hour and 20 minutes long, and it took forever to upload it, so I'm going to try to do one today that's a little shorter. I have another tub of baits. I'm just going to go through it quick just to finish it out because I want to separate all this stuff before I start reorganizing it. So I figured let me do both tubs in 2 days here and just get it over with. So I'm just going to go through this other big tub of plastics I have, but I'm promising myself it's not going to be an hour and 20 minutes long because that took forever to download last night. Let's see. I'm just going to start right on top again. Some swim baits here. I don't know if anybody's used these or if they still make them. This is another Lucky Strike Bass Magic swim baits. This is a 6.5-inch bait, but I don't know if I've ever thrown these big ones like this before. You know, this particular brand. But, you know, like I said, yesterday we were talking, a lot of this stuff you kind of acquire over the years, and you don't even remember where you got it. But I'm sure when the swim bait craze started, I probably saw these on the shelf and decided to grab them somewhere. But I don't know if Lucky Strike is still making this this swim bait or not. But you know, like anything else, I'm sure it'll work. But it's a big swim bait. It's a lot of plastic there. So I would say a nice big Beast Coast type hook there, or a nice Owner Beast hook or something would probably work for that. But I'm going to try to do the swim baits here first and separate them if that'll work out. Here's a River to Sea rig walker. I don't know. I don't even know where I got these from. You know, when I was thinking about it last night, some of these baits that are kind of newer, but I'm not sure where I got them from. You know, I tried those those monthly boxes for a while, the Lucky Tackle Box, Mystery Tackle Box, which I did for a while, but you know, I don't really think they're great. You get a couple good things, and then you get a lot of crap that you want to throw it in a bin like this you don't really probably use. So that's probably where some of this stuff may have come from over the years. Some I can actually remember buying. Some probably came from that, but they kind of just throw stuff into those monthly boxes, which I don't do anymore. This is probably got from Walmart. These are just Storm swim baits. You know, nice bass, baby bass color. So that's a nice swim bait there. Other Storm swim baits. And I've actually used these Storm swim baits more in the last year when I have some buddies that go striper fishing down the Hackensack River, and they've taken me and used those more than I do on the freshwater lakes. Here's an old... This is some river... I have no idea where this came from. This is a River to Sea Stand-in Yabi 50. I guess pre-rigged quarter-ounce little cross. I have no idea where that came from. Let's see. Here's a big bag. Now this bag here, I just noticed that the way that looks, I would imagine that probably the mice have been maybe chewing at that. That sometimes they're hanging out here in my basement. But this is just looks like a bag of creature baits. You know, different type of beaver-style baits. In some of the colors I like. You know, I like that crawdad color. You guys know, yeah, I mean, that definitely looks like a mouse has been munching on that. And that looks like one of the old power bait, creature baits. Right there, black neon. Yeah, 'cause his one flapper's gone, so maybe mice like power bait too, I don't know. Here's a black neon. I think these are power hogs. What do they call those? This looks like the bigger size. I know that one year up at Wacky Worm, and I know I mentioned it kind of in passing yesterday. Wacky Worm is a fishing store in Pennsylvania, in Gilbert, PA, and it's a great store. I usually make a trip up there once or twice a year, and they had these big packs of these power worms in one year, and you guys know I like this black neon color. I'm sure I picked the big size up one year. There's more of those, we talked about these yesterday, those kid lizard tube craws. There's more of those. More creature baits. This, I believe, is a venom bait, but I'm not 100% sure. who makes this. I don't even remember what you call that. It might be Venom, but I don't remember. That's a cool little creature bait. It's a green pumpkin color. That's nice. More bags ripping. Ooh, there's a beaver style type bait. Green pumpkin. So I'm gonna go clean all this stuff out, put new plastic bags. So I figured let me just do it all in one shot. Here's that other creature bait again, which I believe this is a venom bait. I just don't remember the name of it. Another creature style bait. You can see the colors here. My colors don't really change much. As long as I got green pumpkin, orange, black, and then red on them, I'm pretty happy. This is another creature bait. I don't remember. I know I've said it over and over. I don't remember who made these, but another nice little, flipping bait. But the brand, don't know. For me, it's, these are just the colors that I like, so that's why you see a lot of them around here. Oh, let's see. What we got here? I'll take some of the stuff that's just kind of laying on top. Let's see what we got here. This was probably one of those, something I got in one of those tackle boxes. This is like, it's like a V&M drop shot bait. There's only one in there, so I probably tried the other one. And you get those packs, those free packs of stuff, or get them in those monthly subscription boxes. This was a bait. I think it might have been like. I know a lot of the whites are hard to see. Let's do something that's maybe you'll see a little better. They call this the Watsick grub, and it's I don't really know if it's considered a bass bait. It's probably made more for crappie or maybe bluegill. But I know there was a fishing show. It might have been Bob Azumi's show once, and they were throwing this little. And I got some different colors. What's that one I showed you? That was the pink white one. And I know these light colors. It's hard to see with the light. It's like a chartreuse yellow, chartreuse green, chartreuse yellow. Try to make it so you can see it a little better. But this little Watson, I know there was some fishing show I was watching once, and they're killing smallies on it. So I figured let me grab them, and I've thrown them a little, some moderate success here and there. But it's a cool little bait, if the fishing's tough. This is just I think this is like a black grape 10-inch power worm bag. So many worms. There's a company you guys might have bought from if you're here in the Northeast. They're a local company. Whether they exist or not still, I'm not sure. Angler Select. And this is like their Ned rig, bait. Like the colors and everything are kind of, ripped off there. I don't know if Angler Select still is around. If it is, great. That's like their little Ned rig. We got a couple of them here. When you bought these, you were probably more, you weren't thinking of netting, you were thinking of just as a Senko bait. And there's another color, like a chartreuse pearl, or just like a clear chartreuse pepper there. This one you actually can kind of see the tag. There's a motor oil one. And this was called the 3-inch crawler from Angler Select, so you definitely use that as a Ned rig. I know I showed you guys these yesterday. These little grubs. Twin tail grubs, another bag of these I found in here. So this will allow me to really organize this stuff, get rid of the old ripped bags, and make everything a little neater. I have no idea where this came from. This little paddle tail swim bait. I can't see the name on the pack. It does say French design for tournament anglers. It must be some French company, but it's a 4.5-inch like swim bait type. I'm going to guess this came in one of those, monthly tackle box things. I just popped it in there. Let's see what else we got. I'll show you these first. Now these are old. Now these are, I don't know what. I've got boxes and boxes and boxes of these little skirt things that you can add to your baits. And I think there was a website, Fish and Save, that I got these from. This is Bass and Man Lures, Washington, Utah. Now, I don't know if they're still around. I'm sure these got to be 80s or 90s. But if you just wanted to add these to a skirt to a bait, you know, let's see if I know I have one open here. Let's say you're just throwing a regular worm and you want to kind of make it a little more enticing, maybe. You can add this little skirt to it. You know, put that through your hook first, and it'll give you that, you know, that skirt look on your worm or whatever whatever soft plastic you're throwing. If you want to make it a little more enticing, and if you ever go on that Fish and Save website, I mean, everything is dirt cheap, and I probably got a bunch of these, you know, a few years ago. And I'll just show you the colors. I mean, I haven't really used them a ton, but you know, when the fishing gets tough, you want to make your bait a little more appealing, maybe add a skirt to it, you know, and you could mix and match some cool colors. That's the old Bass and Man, you know, skirts you could add. I got a ton of those. They must have been really cheap. Let's see. Now this bag, I don't want to make this a 7-hour video again, so I don't want to go through all these. And I'm at 11 minutes now. I'm not gonna. And these are just different lizards, Zoom lizards. You know, some different lizards I've acquired over the years from some different companies. And as I was saying yesterday, guys, outdoor shows, you see this stuff. eBay, you get stuff. You know, you see a color you like. You know, here's an old culprit lizard. These ones that are just in these bags, I don't remember where I got them from. I'm going to assume, I mean, these could be from the Worm Barn at the Suffering Show for all I remember. You know, when I was stocking up on lizards one year. But, you know, Zooms, and I've got Plano boxes after Plano boxes of lizards, but you know, you can't fit everything you own on the pegboard, so that's why it goes in the box. But these are all like, you know, can't get any better than a Zoom lizard if you're like throwing a lizard or you're like a Carolina red person. So that's all lizards right there. This is a craw kit. I remember buying this bag of craws, and if you guys ever go to, you know, I mentioned Wacky Worm a few times, but get these value packs for like $10 or whatever, and you know, it's 100 pieces, and you know, the only negative sometimes is you'll get some and they'll look like that. So you get 100 pack, and you know, one of them is, I don't know if you want to call that a craw with no claws, but the claws break off. So that's the thing you gotta realize, you know, when you buy these big packs. Now, granted, this has been sitting here for years, so the claws may start to fall off. You know, so I warn you when you buy. I see that these are some separate packs inside, so these were probably some of the ones I picked out that were really good. But you know, you're paying for a huge bulk bag. It's not going to be perfect. They're not all going to be. I mean, that one I just picked up and the claw just fell off. Now, if you're a person who likes to glue things back, I mean, you can see the claws are starting to pop off there. If you're somebody who likes to glue stuff back on, you could do it. But, you know, that is, you know, I would suggest to you, if you're ever going to buy big bags of bulk, especially craws, because, you know, you're going to get a lot of them that are no good. So a lot of these are going to become, get chopped up for, you know, for jig holders, for holding my forks in place. All right, so that was that bag. This is what I was talking about before. This is definitely from Wacky Worm, and you know, I get a bulk bag of these, and sometimes you might have one of these might have popped off, maybe one of these aren't, but overall they're pretty good. These don't fall apart like regular craws do. But if you like throwing that power hog style bait, you know, and you guys know we've been talking about it for a couple days here, this black neon color to me is awesome. And this is the bigger size. I think it's 6-inch. And it's a 100 pack. Prices fell off, but you know, I mean, what'd you get them for? $10 maybe? $12 for 100? You know, if 80 of them are good, I guess you're probably still getting a pretty good deal. These are all plastic trailers, jig trailers. This bulk bag, and I've got plain old boxes full of it. I'll show you a few of them, because some of these are some local companies, which I don't know if they're around anymore. I don't know if Pro USA, you know, was a New Jersey company, if they're still producing baits, but I have a ton of their trailers, different colors, and I like to throw pork, but sometimes, you know, when you want to really mix and match, you know, I still, you know, in 2020, I'm still somebody who likes to throw pork in his jig, but like this color I always thought was awesome on a brown jig, but, you know, this is obviously easier than pork. They don't dry out, but Pro USA used to, and you know, B&L Baits, Pro USA used to make all these. Now I don't know if they that was a New Jersey company, Little Falls, right there, Little Falls, New Jersey. They may still be producing baits. I don't know, but I had a ton of it because you know, we had some local tackle shops up here that used to sell these, and I got tons of them, I don't think there's a lot. Most of these are B&Ls. You know, some Wacky Worm. We'll be talking about Wacky Worm. Some of their own, you know, some net bait trailers, little cross. Everybody loves net bait. Wacky Worm, Wacky Chunks. You know, for jig trailers. You can get those and you can doctor them up with your scent markers as much as you want. But these are all just different trailers. More net baits. Let me show you that one. And there's some zooms in here. So if you like plastic trailers and you're running low on a couple colors, I could probably help you out. Net baits, but that's all different plastic trailers. Pack of chunks. So net bait makes really cool stuff. But I've got so much net bait stuff up there and in boxes I can't fit it anymore. Looks like a small beaver there. Yeah. Small beaver type bait. I don't know if that's a reaction innovation or it's a knockoff. That's a green pumpkin, small size. So I can get all this stuff organized now. And what's nice about this one really compared to the other one, seems like this one is a little more organized than the other one. So it shouldn't take me an hour and 20 minutes to go through it. This, I think, is just a bag of just random stuff. That's what it kind of looks like. Looks like just random baits that I've acquired over the years. Like a hybrid bait series. I have no idea where that came from. If it has a name, I'll read it to you. If not, I'm just going to show you a quick pic. You can see all these are faded. Another one, hybrid bait series. Are they still around? Do they make baits? You know, a little trailer that I picked up over the years. Kid Lizard. Got this back at Mastodon. We used to have a tackle shop up here, Mastodon. It's I think it's more of a hunting store now. But when Kenny up here used to run it, we used to get a lot of this cool stuff. Little baits, and a lot of this stuff as I go through it now, I could certainly definitely use it as you know, for Ned rigging or finesse fishing or drop shotting. There's the seismic toad, like we were talking about seismic yesterday. I don't know if seismic is still around, but they made these. There's toads. There's a few of them here. You know, if you like throwing these plastic frogs, you know, like with a 4 or 5 odd hook, burn it across the top. Put it on a buzzbait instead of the skirt. I didn't actually know these were in here. More seismic frogs, watermelon gold, culprit frogs. This must have been like sample packs. Little havoc. These are definitely sample packs when they throw one in there. I guess that's like a havoc. What they call this? The flat dog. So they must have thrown. This must have been some sample packs I got. A seismic lure company, Pinson, Alabama. So I don't know if seismic, like I said, is still around. Must be a sample pack. Talked about wave worms yesterday. This is a wave worm pack. It looks like a big, huge crawfish in there, and a big fluke style bait. So this is wave worms, like we talked about yesterday. Are they still around? I don't know. So this must be all sample packs I just threw together. Let's see. Oh, see some more Angler Select stuff. It's like a Sluggo pack. Oh yeah, I remember these. I don't remember who made these, but now they're like little eels. But now now for drop shotting, these would probably actually come in hand. Could be valuable at some point. They're big drop shot baits, but they probably could be pretty cool. Yeah, it says on the pack, drop shot baits. So let's see what we got. If it could actually be useful nowadays, and I see it already. It will be. So if you think about these as just drop shot baits, or Neds, some of these probably be pretty good. I don't know where all of them came from. Now this one is a power bait. This is a power bait power minnow. Like I hope with the light that you guys can get a good look at these. These will definitely be these baits, these little lizard style baits. Just imagine, they're pretty gunky. This bag isn't as bad. This box isn't as yucky as the other one. But I don't remember who made these. But I mean, to drop shot, it's a big drop. It would be a big drop shot bait, but that's okay. But even on a Ned head, I can see these working. Maybe I'll finally get some use out of them. And I got to revisit some of this old stuff. Like I don't see how these could be bad for. This one's a little smaller, but these little eel type baits, I can't remember who made these. I have no clue. These bags are pretty new, so I must have gone through these fairly recently because these bags are pretty good shape. But like these little minnow baits, I don't remember who made these for me, but these are great drop shot baits. These will be good. I'm almost wondering why this is in this bin. This should be out. Let's see. More power minnows. This is some Berkeley power minnows. Looks like we got a few of those in here. I'm surprised I don't have them hung up because I think I have more of these hung up over there. But you got so much stuff. It kind of gets moved around and you forget where you put it. These are all Berkeley power minnows. These hog shads, these would be a good drop shot baits. I don't know if Fish Belly still makes these. These little drop shot baits. Some of them are smaller, or some of them are bigger. But I'm sure they all have their place. If you'd like to get back into doing some more drop shot. Let's see. This bag is actually a pretty good find. Let's see. This looks like a big goby from Venom. You guys can see that. I know the glare here can be a little rough sometimes. But that's like a Venom goby. Save these for 1,000 Islands. The Poor Boys baits make a nice goby style bait. Probably bought these when I was up fishing up in Oneida, the Gander Mountain up there when Gander Mountain was Gander Mountain. But these are all good drop shot options. You guys have seen these goby style baits and up in 1,000 Islands, places where we got gobies. Good stuff. Let's see what we got here. Robo worms. Yeah, I'm surprised this bag is in here. I must have put that in there by mistake. Glad I went through this. Some nice robo worms, great for drop shot. More goby style baits. I'm going to assume these are all Poor Boys. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm going to assume they are. But you get up on 1,000 Islands and you're fishing where gobies are. These are awesome. And goby style baits will work around here too. You don't have to just be in goby waters for them. Different colors. This is a good bag. This is a Bass Pro goby. So this barrel is definitely more organized than that other one. Yeah, there's a Bass Pro version. That'll work. So if you guys like drop shot and gobies, Poor Boys, Bass Pro. I know Poor Boys is still around. Skinny Bear Bass Jigs. I don't know where I got that from. Jerk baited. Shaky head, drop shot, split shot, darker head. I don't know what a darker head is. Probably supposed to say darter head. Texas rig, Carolina rig. Skinny Bear Bass Jigs. Are they still a company? I don't know. I picked this up somewhere. That's nice looking. A lot of these may have just been thrown into some orders. Cabin Creek baits. Everybody throws. A lot of people like the Cabin Creeks, the craws. Here's a salty cabin creature. Okay. Finesse bait. More Poor Boys stuff. This is more like a finesse worm, like a ribbon tail worm. I don't want to say ribbon tail, but ribbed worm. Can't really see what it's called, the package. But it's a venom. Where I picked that up, an old venom worm. Good drop shot with that sucker. It's only $2.29. Another Angler Select. This is the Angler Select Bonefish, which is looks like a nice finesse worm. Angler Select. Frank's Tackle. So I must have got this at Frank's Tackle back in the day. So that's that bag, drop shot baits. So my table was cleared off, but it's not anymore. What do we got here? Spider jigs. Here's another before I move on. Another Poor Boys. And a lot of these, like I said, these probably got thrown into orders. I don't even know what you call this thing. Mango Magic Bullwinkle. So it looks like a little tiny craw. Poor Boys must have been making at some point. And this is all spider jigs. Now I don't see anything in its original packaging, so I won't bore you with just color after color of spider jigs. You guys know what spider jigs look like. I love throwing a spider jig. I don't do it as much as I used to, but I do love doing it. There are times when it is better for me than a regular jig. And where I got some of these, I don't know. I know we used to get the gag craws a lot. I don't know if they still make a gag craw. I used to get that at Northern Bass Supply when Northern Bass Supply was in New Hampshire. But here's just one example. And I like just taking like a 3/8 ounce jig head, a rocker type head, and just throw it like a jig. It's a great bait. Great bait. So that's all spider jigs in there, different brands. And I've got so many spider jigs up there hanging. I've got boxes of them. I'm sure that's why I just had extras. Here's another one of those value packs from Wacky Worm. And I think this is going to be a quick one because everything else on the bottom there looks like it might be the same bait. This is the smaller size. So I must have bought the black neon in the 6-inch and the 4-inch. But these are great flipping baits. I mean, I don't throw the Power Hog as much as I used to, but found some more of these. You guys saw these yesterday. Like we think they're Riverside baits. Found some more of them. Or that black neon. That's a good bait. I'm gonna chuck that again around just for fun. Haven't done that in years. And it looks to me like the rest of this crate, this box, is the same thing. One other thing. A little couple, looks like spinnerbait trailers. And white always fades out. It looks like white always gets faded out on the feed here with the light. But they're just little single tails. I think these might be Lunker City spinnerbait trailers. I'm not sure. But everything else in here is the same thing. One of my, when the beaver style bait became popular, the one that I liked the most and threw the most and did the best on was the 4-inch culprit water beetle. And as usual, when you find a bait you really like, they stop making it. So I searched all over and all over and all over, and then I found a site on the internet that was selling them, and I loaded up. So you guys, like, you know, whatever kind of beaver style bait you like, this water beetle has been awesome for me, and I still throw it. They don't make it anymore. Culprit, if you want to go make this again, I would love you. But I've got a ton of them on my pegboard, and as much as I could fit, and just so I had room for other stuff, I put all these bags in here. So I have got, I'm not going to take them all out, but just, they made a 3-inch. And for you guys who've got these laying around and like them, I'm with you. It's a great bait. But this was Junebug Blue. But they just had so many awesome colors. It was a great, I always did well with it. And this is a bunch of 3-inch size and a 4-inch size. Like that that Water Tiger one I showed you. I mean, I finally found some slimy bags. But that water Tiger color is great. You know, black neon. I mean, I'm not going to go through all of them because this is all water beetles. So there's nothing different in here. You know, the white one is great if that water's really dirty. You know, black and blue, black and chartreuse. This color, green pumpkin red. This color is awesome too. There's so many great colors in this bait, and I love it. So years ago, I found a place that was selling them cheap, and I stocked up, so I will never run out. And I love it. But there's only so many, as we've said, that you can actually hang up on the pegboard, or these would take up all my pegboard and have room for nothing else. So that's all the culprit water beetle. And as I said, that bait, every now and then I'll see somebody selling them on eBay, and I might grab a few packs, but I've got so many. Now, I'm stocked up for life. I'm not really worried about it. But that's it. That's it, everybody. I kept it to a half hour, which is great. I didn't want to bore you with another hour and 20 minutes of old baits. But now I've got both bins totally cleared out. I can organize all this stuff, and you know, even, you know, if you have old baits laying around, you think you've got stuff that's no good, or you're just not going to use it, then, I mean, I'm finding all these, I've found a ton of drop shot baits that I think are cool, stuff that I could Ned rig that I forgot I had. You know, until you go through it, you don't really know. So that's 2 big plastic bins now that I can, you know, put all this stuff in new plastic. It won't be leaking all over the place, and mice ripping through the bags and chomping on power bait. I didn't know mice ate power bait, but I guess they do. So I don't want to make this too long of a video. I'll try to keep it to a half hour. We're at 33 minutes now, which is cool. That's it for the old baits that are in the bins. If the weather continues to be lousy, I could go through maybe my pegboard stuff, but you know, you guys have seen that kind of before. You know, I'm not even going to go through all these boxes because I'll save that for next winter. But that's it. I just wanted to show you that other box so that I can now organize everything. Hopefully this weekend, the weather looks good. I can be out. Maybe I'll get some fish picks for you guys and try out some new baits and try out some old baits. Who knows? We'll see. I'm sure it's still going to be kind of, you know, we're still hoping for the fish to move up. So hopefully you know, they'll really start crashing some jerk baits and some spinner baits and things, and get shallow, and the largemouth will get up on the wood, and can have some fun out there, and I get some good pictures for you guys. All right, so that's it for this video. I'm expecting a Beast Coast order, so expect a video on that. A Tech Baits order, expect a video on that. And I'll tell you guys something too. Tech Baits has started their own YouTube channel. We're going to start putting some content on there. So look forward to that. It hasn't started yet. The channel's made, but we haven't, you know, started any videos. So me and some of the guys, we're going to start putting some Tech Bait video up. So look for that. I'll put links to that when the time comes. So hopefully in the next week or two we'll get that going, and so you'll have 2 places you can see me talk about fishing and other guys on that one. So that's it for now. Mark out.